Good morning, everyone. I want to share with you a resource today that is a great tool to use in the classroom. You can also use it as a professional development if you wanted to share it with other teachers. But Padlet is a great tool that you can use for collaboration in the classroom as well as curating resources. To get there, you would go to Padlet.com and you would click one of the login options. Now, this is a free account to start off with, and then this free account allows you to create 3 Padlets. To create more Padlets, you would just need to click on the 3 dots here, and you will be able to see your account here. Now, you will click on upgrade if you would like to purchase additional Padlets. So 20 Padlets, you would choose that option if you wanted to go that. Or if you wanted to do unlimited Padlets, you could select that subscription. Now with the free account, it does allow you to have 3 Padlets for free, and I did see that you can erase and reuse Padlets to stay under their limit if you wanted to continue using the free account. Now, to create a Padlet, so you could click here to make a Padlet where it says make a Padlet right top right. Now this gives you options for formats, layouts, and that kind of thing. There's all kind of options that you could choose from here. Now, the way that I have used Padlet in the past is wall with sections, and so you can click on that, and it will give you some more options that you can customize your Padlet. So let's just stop here for just a second and we can come back to settings in just a moment with the little wheel right here. So this is your dashboard. So you can add information here. There's a spot here for your title. Now, these are where your boards will be found and organized and everything. So if you wanted to add additional boards to your dashboard, so this is going to be our section 1 that we're going to revisit here in just a second. You can also click the little pin in the circle right here. You can drag files also. There's other options that you can add to your dashboard as well. So something I wanted to think about in creating this Padlet was if I was in an elementary setting, which I am, and say my content area was English language arts. So something that the teachers teach in ELA is literary genres. And so a great way to have this visual organizational board for the students to see is to use it for something like this. So if we wanted to change our title, you could go, I double clicked on one of the words, but you can go to settings and you can change your title to literary genres. And you can also change your colors on the right here. You can change the layout. You can also change other aspects of the Padlet, but for right now we're just going to change our title here to literary genres. Now, something that I have found is very important that we also have to differentiate between fiction and nonfiction. I'm a librarian at an elementary school, and something that is very hard for the students to differentiate between is what is fiction and what is nonfiction, like the definition. So I would feel that this would be something good to add. And so we're going to rename this section. So we'll have it fiction. And then we can also come right here. We can add a section and we can name it nonfiction. And so you can also, right here underneath fiction, or actually, let's go and see. We could go ahead and add in the definition for fiction and nonfiction in this section title. That way, whenever you are finished, you could come here to create a little board. Now here you can actually upload a file, you can upload pictures, links, and that kind of thing. You can also search for an image. So let's use the kissing hand, because that happens to come to my mind right off, to see if maybe a book cover, absolutely perfect, comes up. So if you wanted to use this as an example in your classroom as a fiction title, you could do that. You could insert this book cover, and you're actually inserting it, you see here, where it is going under the section for fiction. And then you could write something about the book, you could describe it, you could even add in a link for a read aloud if you didn't have the book handy. But this would be a good way to start making posts under that section for fiction. So if once you're finished, you could click publish and it will list it underneath. Now to continue listing under that one section, you would click the plus sign here and it will continue to make additional boards for that section. So you would do the same thing for nonfiction, and then if you wanted to go ahead and start adding your genres, like fantasy, historical fiction, and so on, you could make continuous boards like that. Now just remember, you can always go back and you can choose an appearance. You can choose how it is laid out. Right here you can sort how they are posted. So you can do it manually. Here you can do it new post added first. So as the new posts are coming in, being posted, then they are at the top. Now if you want if you want it sorted from like oldest to newest, the newest ones would be on the bottom. You could also do it by the date published. You could do it alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical, or you could just do it in random order. It's just all up to you how you want your layout to be sorted. So then you could go back to your board and continue to add more boards to your Padlet. So if I wanted to change my format of how it is laid out. So right now I have it as a wall with sections. Now it can get pretty lengthy from left to right if you continue to do all of your genres that way. So let's try adding it as a grid. So it's going to arrange the content in rows of boxes. So this may be a little easier for students to navigate if they needed to reference this, so that you would have fiction. Let's just do test, for example, to see. It would put it to the side instead of top to bottom. But you would continue to fill in your various genres that you would want to study in the classroom. You could give an example, a definition of each genre, and then I would add in an example just to give the students an idea of what to be looking for. So I would, in the classroom setting, this is something I thought about I would do. Students can create their own Padlet, and out of the genres that you've studied, the students could pick 3 and create their own Padlets using those 3 genres. And they could research titles of books that could be categorized into these different genres. And then you could Like, for instance, let's see, historical fiction. I love the I Survived books. So let's go and see if we can find, let's search I Survived and see. Of course, everybody is, let's use Hurricane Katrina. So say they wanted to use this one for historical fiction. I'm going to name this historical fiction. So students could also find a link to link their book cover, or just insert a, let's see, remove. We could also find a link. We could upload a link. You could go to YouTube, and we could go, I Survived Hurricane Katrina 2005. And if you wanted to maybe narrow it down a little bit better, you could do read aloud. And you could have a person reading it aloud, or this. Let's try that. So you could publish that. You could also insert videos, or I say read aloud, or information about that. So this tool is very, very good for collaboration. You can have it where students can work on one space at the time, adding information. You would come into open share settings, and you would have to invite members. You could put their emails in, or if you have, you would probably need to do it by their email. I was just going to see if I could do it by name. But that way, anyone you invite, you can also copy the link. You could probably put that into Google Classroom, and they can access it that way. So that way they can all work together on the same board. So before I conclude, let's change the color of this Padlet. So I went under the wallpaper. I just clicked on the wallpaper just to choose a different color than that kind of burnt orangey color. There's so much you can do with Padlet. You can get creative with it. You can change the scheme. You can change the fonts. And like I said, you can choose how the posts are ordered. There's tons of things that you can do with it. I always have to go in and play around with it a little bit to just kind of refamiliarize myself with things. But it is something that is very useful in the classroom, and I think the kids enjoy it too. The students enjoy it as well. I hope you are able to enjoy Padlet as much as I do, and are able to use it in the classroom as well. Thank you so much.